My name's Kevin Steed. Subscribe to HEELSTEVEN on YouTube.com, or I'll come to your house and ruin your life.
That's right. Your girlfriend made me the scarf personally. Alright, now time for the Q&A video for the month of December. So throughout this whole week, I've had questions sent in to me on Facebook and YouTube. And without further ado, it is now time to answer your questions. Let's get started with the first question. It's come from Killer O'Demon669. He asked, number 1, where do you see TNA and ROH in 2014? I like the fact that TNA finally hit this reset button that they needed to hit a long time ago. And let's be honest here, who would have thought that after Bound for Glory, people will be praising TNA? And mind you, Bound for Glory really wasn't a good show. However, as they're improving, there are still some holes in their game. For example, they're doing so many tapings in such a short amount of time that you still got these fucking low-life, degenerate pieces of shit recording with their cell phones and giving out the results to these shows to guys such as Aaron Ritz, who I think is a fag bag, Dave Meltzer, who's a jabroni, and all these other websites, and they spoil things for everybody. And they ruin it. I personally think the spoilers is what's killing the wrestling business as a whole. That's a video for another day, though. But I do feel, though, that as well, that they're in the Impact Zone, which I'm happy, but at the same time, the people that go to the Impact Zone are really not wrestling fans. When I say that is the fact that the Impact Zone is located in Universal Studios. And Universal Studios is the second biggest theme park in Florida and in the country, if you want to say. So people who come to this theme park from all over the world tour around and they go in as tourists. And they go to the Impact Zone because the Impact Zone, again, is a special attraction. And they go there because it's free, because they give out free tickets. And they don't know what's going on. They're like, alright, you know, it's a free wrestling show, but whatever it is. And they clearly don't know what's going on, what's the storyline, or nothing like that. I'll give you a perfect example. A couple years ago, I went to an Impact taping in the Impact Zone with my cousin who lives in Florida. And this was the time when Team 3D was taking over the X Division. And literally, I had these people sitting behind me who clearly had no idea what they were saying. And they were senior citizens at that. They were like, oh, I don't see how these little guys with the Motor City Machine Guns can beat up these big guys. They have no chance. It was so retarded, but you kind of get the idea. You know, I really do wish as well that their free pay-per-view, which in reality is an Impact with a gimmick, you know, become 3 hours and be live, not pre-taped, because then you have these spoilers put out there, like I said earlier. As far as Ring of Honor goes, the fact that Davey and Eddie are leaving is a huge blow. And I'm sensing more people to leave as well. They need to really revamp the roster. And also try to get a pay-per-view deal. No matter how, but do it. Because honestly, having these shows like live events and then waiting for like weeks just to see it on TV taping is kind of retarded in my opinion. Final Battle this Saturday, I sense that it's going to be a good show, but at the same time the card is flat. There's some matches on that card that really don't make sense, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be there. Not only Joe Russell's going to be there, and so is my friend Eric, and I know you'll be there as well. But again, that's my opinion, of course, and let's see where they go from there. Your second question, what movies are you looking for in 2014? Honestly, not much, whatever. You know, when I go to a movie theater and there's a movie that I see, you know, I'm with a girl, you know, fine, we'll just go see it. I'm not really big on any type of like, oh my god, what movie's coming out, nothing like that. But thank you for sending me your question. Hope I answered the best that I can. Next question is from Kendall Kevin. His question is, favorite IC champ ever? It's kind of a tough question because there's a lot of IC champs that I liked. Guys like, you know, Pat Patterson, Superfly Jimmy Snuka, Don Morocco, Macho Man Randy Savage, Ricky Steamboat, Honky Tonk Man, who was the longest reigning IC champ ever, Ultimate Warrior, Ravishing Rick, Texas Tornado Kerry Von Erich, Mr. Perfect, Owen Hart, Bret Hart, Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H. The IC title itself is a title where all these guys that held the belt established themselves to the next level. It's hard for me to really pick one, to be honest, I'm sorry. Even Razor Ramon, my bad, in Diesel. Next question here comes from Baboz. He sent in 3 questions. The first question, favorite Action Bronson song? It's hard to really pick one, but if you really want me to pick one, it has to be Midgetkoff. Second question, dream ROH match. Since they have a limited roster, it's hard to really pick a dream match in particular. But if you really want to see dream matches, you have to go watch it in PWG. That's where every guy from ROH, Dragon Gate, CZW, and all these other indie promotions all get together every month, and they have a big show, and it's awesome. If you haven't checked it out, go check out PWG. I recommend it. And your third and final question, any Peruvian dish you would like to learn to cook? There's two in particular. One is an appetizer called a ceviche de pescado. And there's an entree that's called lomo de saltado. Hopefully I'll do a video on it real soon. Expect that. And hopefully Diego will be in that video as well. Because I had a lot of people ask me, hey, when is Diego going to be in your video again? So be on the lookout for that as well. So thank you for sending me those questions, bro. Next 3 questions come from Andre Corbiel. Number 1, are you the long lost son of Conan? It's a funny story because in high school, my sophomore year, me and my friend Mike, who's actually a wrestler, indie level and all that in New Jersey. And I remember that in high school, we used to pretend that we were LAX. And this was the time when LAX was the shit. And I was Conan, he was Homicide. And we were auditioning to find a Hernandez. We had auditions in the bathrooms, in the cafeterias. So funny shit, but yeah, it was good times. But who knows, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. The second question, do you think GSP lost his edge? I think GSP, for a long time, has been on top of the game. And I think it's one of those things where he's taking time off, or, you know, it's finally getting to him. And I'll be honest, I do feel that Johnny Hendricks won the fight against GSP last time. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. If GSP decides to retire, then let him do it. At the end of the day, he has a Hall of Fame bound career, alright? There's people that will say that he's one of the pound for pound best in the world, which he is. His style is boring, but I get it because obviously when you're at this level of the game, you gotta fight smart. And it even goes in boxing as well. But let's see what happens with that. You know, to my understanding right now, he's going through problems, and let's hope that he makes the best out of it, you know. And your final question, how was your date with April Moore? Now, let's see here. We went out to a movie theater. We saw a good movie. After that, went to dinner. I had a rack of lamb, some scallops. She had a risotto and scallops and a steak, to my surprise. We had wine. Then we drank beer. After that, went to the crib, played some video games. Then it went down. She spent there for the whole weekend. Then on Monday, when I was watching Raw, she decided to change the channel and put Love and Hip Hop. And I had to literally give the bus driver then send her packing. I don't hate April Moore. I think that she's a good person in a way. She means well, but sometimes her wrestling view is ignorant to an extent. So when I made that video, it was based off her ignorance on wrestling talk. I don't hate her, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Next question here comes from the Come Up House. What happened if you, along with Knowledge at Wrestling, Mr. Kerr TV, and Wrestling Superfans members like Pablo, the Double Z TV, SBX, and Flowwood were all went to Japan and Korea? And what would you all do in both of those countries? Honestly, tour, go out, drink, bang some huas, drunk, and eat sushi. And eat a lot of Oriental food. And yeah, pretty much it. Next question here comes from Dark Blue T1757. And he asks, as you may or may not be aware, Triple H has been given the green light to revamp the WWE Tag Team division. Unlike previously, they are looking to sign established indie teams. TNA are also in the midst of rebooting their tag ranks as well. Give me 5 WWE teams and 5 TNA teams that you feel will succeed in each company. Let's see here. With WWE, you have the Usos, Real Americans, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, tons of Funk, which seem like they're about to break up, but whatever, and the Primetime Players. Okay, in TNA, you really have the Bromance, you have the Bad Influence. I guess if you want to say Dewey Barnes and North Fernum, aka Peter Avalon, that's all you really have. I wish they could really bring back Beer Money, to be honest. It's my opinion, of course, and hopefully bring back, I don't know, maybe LAX. And maybe bring in, you know, the Naturals. Who knows? It'd be good to see, though. I hope I answered the question to the best that I can, man. Next couple questions here from David Rivera, a.k.a. Fort Minor Project. And his first question is, how do you feel about WWE doing rematches each week? Is it good for business for you, in your eyes? Not really. It's boring because we see it every week. And you kind of know what's going to happen already. Your second question, who do you got as your main pick for the Royal Rumble next year in 2014? I'm going to be honest here. If they really want to establish this guy already to be the next big thing, I think the best way is to have him win the Royal Rumble. And that person is obviously Roman Reigns. And your next question is thoughts on TNA going back to the Impact Zone in Orlando. Like I said before, you know, people that attend the Impact Zone, not everyone is a wrestling fan. They're tourists that, you know, attend Universal Studios, which is a theme park, and they go to the Impact Zone because obviously it's free, you don't pay anything, and they have no idea what's really going on. That's why sometimes when you watch Impact, whenever there's a good angle, sometimes the crowd is dead. Perfect example, last week with the whole EC3 and Earl Hebner, the crowd really was dead. They didn't know what the fuck was going on, and it kind of sucked, but at the end of the day, I really wish TNA could start charging people to go to these shows, because then the real fans show up. Your final question here. Thoughts on NXT right now overall? I really haven't followed it that much, but I do know that Bo Dallas is still the NXT World Champion. Sami Zayn's hot right now, so is Adrian Neville. And Paige is killing it as always, so yeah. Thank you for sending me those questions, bro. And by the way, Wednesday, I will be in the hot seat with David Rivera, Bob Bolter, and Thrash Maniac. We're all going to be reviewing TLC and some other stuff on David Rivera's channel. So be on the lookout for that Wednesday, live on Google Hangouts in the hot seat. And the next question here comes from Eric, who will be joining me in Knowledge of Wrestling for Final Battle. And he asked, if you had a chance to own your own wrestling company, name me 5 guys from any wrestling company or indie promotion that you would sign right on the spot. Elgin, Gargano, Rick Swann, Ricochet, and O'Reilly. 5 guys on the spot that I could sign easily. I think these guys are talented and phenomenal in their own way. And whoever signs them, whether it be WWE or TNA, will be lucky to have them. Next question here comes from, once again, from Dark Bullet 1757, this time on Facebook, and he asks, who are the top 5 indie teams? I asked this as both WWE and TNA are going to be going after teams. 2014 will be Teddy Long's year, as both companies are looking to push their tag divisions. Honestly, 5 teams that I'm really like fucking with right now from the indies. Young Bucks, without a doubt. Super Kick. The Forever Hooligans, Inner City Machine Guns, Rick Swann and Ricochet, Red Dragon, CNC Wrestle Factory. I think these teams are phenomenal in their own way. And again, any company that takes them will be lucky to have them. And the final question here is from Brahim, aka Babolter on Facebook, and he asks, who could you bury more? Stoop Kid, aka Sean's View Entertainment, or April Moore? Each one is different in their own way. Like with April Moore, her view is ignorant because she kind of is one-dimensional. And again, most women in this community, not every girl, but there's the majority of them, are one-dimensional. They just come on camera to get views. I don't hate April Moore. I think that she's a bright person again, but I think her views on wrestling is ignorant. She's one-dimensional. Sean's View kind of know what he's talking about. Kind of find this funny, alright? I still see people on YouTube who are making videos on Sean. I know I'm not no one to talk, because I made 12 videos on the guy last year, but I'm looking back at it now because I'm rewatching my old videos. I'm like, what the fuck was I doing? Was this really what I really was doing? Like, how dumb was this? Seriously. Like, honestly, people who are trying to bury Sean or trying to go out of their way to expose him or get him out of YouTube, I hate to break it to you, but it's not gonna work. Sean has like, what, 16,000 subs. Whether they're real or fake, we'll never know. But at the end of the day, you may not be realizing this, but as many times as you make a video on him, down the line, you're promoting him. And for those of you on YouTube who are new and you make videos on Sean just to boost up your views, you can do that, fine. But try to make a wrestling video. And see if those people that are subscribed to you because you made videos on Sean will follow you on those wrestling videos. They won't. Trust me, I know this because I've been through this before. When I made videos on Sean, my sub number increased through the roof. And what happened after? I made a wrestling video, people didn't watch them. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is, you're completely wasting your time trying to get rid of Sean. At the end of the day. It's my honest opinion. At the end of the day, he will do what he do. Alright? And he will not give a fuck. Trust me when I say this. That's all I want to say in this video. I hope you all enjoyed this Q&A video once again. Link to everyone's channel down below in the description. Click on it, subscribe to their channel. All these guys are incredible people. Share this video on Facebook, Twitter, or Tumblr, or anywhere else you share videos. Subscribe to this channel. And until next time, I'll catch y'all later in the next vid. Peace.